All right, welcome back, everybody. Dust 2. Starting now in the CEVO GFINITY Pro League Season 9 Pro Placement Tournament here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/playcevo. I'm Helium. With me is Dust. And we're on your map, Dust.
You know, if I hadn't heard that joke for like the 500th time, I might have had some kind of reaction, but you get nothing, sir.
Sorry. Can't resist
Okay.
it.
This could be the last map, and if ENCE wins it, they will be going on the Pro League, and Alu seems to want to do that. He just ripped someone with the P250 from far range. Poor Draken. Rest in peace, mate.
It's alright, don't worry, Draken. We missed it. No one saw you die.
Oh,
He accidentally just typed kill in console, actually. That's not his dead body there in the middle that Sonny just spotted. As it looks like ENCE here's now starting on the T side, going for a mid to B split. They had briefly Zart watching the long push. They've got Alu up in the tunnels, and all four of them now going out middle. It's going to be up to Doplin to try to make the play. Oh, no, he didn't hit the jump. To see over the smoke maybe quite soon enough. Rez is able to get one. Now Doplin pushing through. 3-on-2, and still with the man up. And Makin gets to the window pretty quickly. Doplin at the doors, but it's going to be tough. Two men on site, and you got to expect the other one in tunnels. Yeah, now they know where he is, but too much to look at. Yuho gets both of those kills.
Yeah, I think that was just ENCE like kind of pouncing on the opportunity they were handed when Alu got that initial pick at middle. I mean, once they got that kill, they knew that mid and B was, you know, weakened unless there was some type of stat going on. And they just decided to jump on it, and it worked out. You know, they were able to get out mid B. There was only a couple of guys left in the area, and they were able to, you know, out-trade their opponent. And so after a pretty sizable map 1 victory, they're starting off map 2 the right way if they win a 2-0 this series. Again, if they win the series, they will be in Pro League. They have secured their spot. CG trying to fight back to force a map 3 for that same opportunity. And they are going to get a scout headshot here on the Stondo right away. So not a bad way to respond to what took place in the first round. Taking a man advantage for yourself here in round 2.
Yeah, and of course, if you are a fan of CG or ENCE, depending on how this best of 3 goes, either team that loses will not be out of it yet. They will go down to the lower bracket, and actually, either at halftime or at the end of this map, we can take a look over the brackets, as I did kind of forget to do that in the pregame for you guys. We do have those to display, as Alu's brought down Doplin, trying to fight back in this round. Around that, well, ENCE should have the upper hand, but, you know, those CT4 spies, they can get pretty deadly pretty quickly.
Indeed. As we are going to see the remaining 3 players from ENCE still pretty spread out here. We have Sonny still looking for picks with the scout over at middle. Alu kind of sniffing around over at long A, but he's down to just 11 HP, so he's already taken a lot of heat as well. Zart's still sitting outside the B tunnels. And with 44 seconds left on the clock, ENCE is going to have to make a decision here pretty soon on what they want to do. Looks like they're trying to get up the catwalk. Draken trying to put a stop to it with the scout, and Moken's already on a huge flank. Might be able to backstab here.
Oh, Freddie B's pushing into tunnels, trying to make a play. If he goes down, yeah, which he will, doesn't even really get a chance to fight back. Okay, Makin keeping them with the man advantage as he pushes off of Cat, finds a frag. I was worried that Freddie B would even it up and allow ENCE to just get into this B site with a even man game. And okay, actually with the nade taking out Rez, that's exactly what happens. They go even, pushing through the smoke now. They've spotted this guy come out a window. Sonny planted default, so he's safe, but still Makin is able to get that peek and quickly a headshot onto Zart, and that looked painful, man. Zart got shot in the face, and then it looked like he got curb stomped on the steps going into the B tunnels.
That was just a big round for Moken, man. I mean, he got the flank on middle, and actually Alu was throwing a fake at A from catwalk, and he caught Alu falling back. So that was a big kill to get kind of stopped Alu, who was, you know, going to be set up to try to cut off rotates at middle while his team was hitting B through tons because they won that battle. But, you know, he got destroyed, and then Moken just, you know, went in a 1v2 there at the end to tie this thing back up at 1-all. And now you got a situation where both teams are kind of 4-spot. Obviously, CG carrying over what they had from the last round and rebuying actually on 4 players, though. Then you have ENCE buying up all they can as well. So we're in one of those kind of just scrappy starts to a game.
Stonda eating grenades for breakfast. What a bouncing nade up middle. Looked like whatever CT threw that was playing skee ball connects onto Stonda's balls, and now it's Doplin with the FAMAS trying to hold that headshot angle as the people run up Cat, and now they've got into the site. Bomb is going to be going down 3 versus 3. And again, another round coming pretty close as both teams keep pouring in the money, trying to get that early advantage. The first team that backs out, you know, will definitely lose some rounds because of it.
I mean, this is just one of those scrappy games, man, which is kind of back and forth to start until one team can start establishing their economy. As we still see the retake setting in here from CG. Red's going to take Alu off with a nice little headshot there. And now it's going to be off to Zart with just a deagle and a dream. Tried to make it a reality with 1 kill, but still not quite enough. There's a kit, plenty of time to defuse, and so CG will take the lead. 2-1, 2 rounds in a row. And this is where you got to wonder what ENCE is going to do here. They got the bomb plant, so they could force up again. They are. I thought he was even going to have an op. So this is actually a pretty decent buy. It's not really that bad of a force.
And the drops go out over on the side of CG, which means Draken will still have his scout if Stonda finds that battle. Yeah, you got more mobility with the scout, but Stonda's only got to hit you once. Oh, actually, no. Both ways. Draken should have the advantage. Stonda doesn't have armor. So that'll be a fun battle to see. Glass op versus armored scout. Oh, it's through the doors, though, so it doesn't kill him.
Yeah, that's insane. We also had Alu take a lot of damage as well, so a couple players low here on ENCE as they're still not making any decisions just yet. This is just typical Dust 2, right? Kind of work middle. You have so much time on the clock. You can go into so many different executes from having this initial control of Cat and double doors. So we're probably not going to see them jump on anything just yet. But as far as what damage has been dealt, CG's a little bit ahead.
Oh, Mockin's going to get this pop flash, and he's going to push that smoke right away. Beautifully done. Does get the 1 frag, and of course delays the rest of the push. Freddie B holding out at the doors, unable to find anything. Yuho is just too strong of an aimer. Stonda goes down, and Rez. What? Rez even finding the third. 2 people just trying to get in through the windows, and Rez is saying, nah.
He just found the perfect timings, man. Like, he knew that they were coming mid to B, but he also knew he had to worry about tunnels. But so there's kind of a little bit off time. Like, the ENCE player with the op at tunnels peaked first before the window players began to push in. So basically, Rez was able to kind of find some 1v1s there, despite the fact he was getting pinched from 2 different sides from 3 players, and he was able to make the frags count, man. So really well done by him. And now they finally have ENCE on low money.
Yeah, so the game of economic chicken. I'm pretty sure I started that, but if I didn't, then whoever did, you can take the credit elsewhere. ENCE lost that. They had to bow out of the race. Still, even with a little bit on this one, upgraded pistols, deagles, some armor, having to push this Molotov on Catwalk. And actually, Stonda with the Glock is going to find the first kill. Doppling got Glocked. Freddie B holding out. He might get Glocked too. He's down at 19 HP here, holding out on ramp. Mockin's trying to help him out, but actually, Draken falls. Freddie B is able to get 1 more. No utility here, or they could just bounce a nade over. Rez with a very quick headshot. That's about all he could see of Zart jumping up. Alu hoping with that deagle. Oh my gosh, he's playing patient. They're rotating out! He's got to kill Freddie B, but he doesn't! Oh, that was such a play, but Alu, it slips through his fingers there at the end.
So got a little bit tense there for a second.
I wonder what
Still
chat will
CG
spam.
holding on. I don't know. But point is, the CG do wind up with the result they want. They're up 4-1 now from the CT side of D2. So this is exactly what they needed to kind of stay competitive in this series and work towards forcing that 3rd map. You have a pause. I'm not sure if this is. I'm not sure. This has to be like technical pause. Like, I doubt you would take attack this early in the game.
Who paused?
Not sure.
Was it ENCE?
I think it was CG who paused.
Yeah, they would just, they wanted to give Alu a little more time to reflect on what just happened there at the A site. They're trying to rub some salt in the wound, but it looked like it might have been maybe a small little emergency on the side of CG. Maybe someone had to run to the bathroom.
Could be.
Gaming time is over. His parents have kicked him off the computer, as it is. I always forget that it's the afternoon here, but we're casting teams from Europe, so these young Swedes maybe getting kicked off the computer.
I think it's like, well, it's only like 9:15 CET right now, I think, so it's not too late.
Hey, maybe they got strict parents.
9:15?
Brush your teeth at 9:15, in bed by 9:45, asleep at 10, wake up, go to school, get those good grades.
Definitely don't miss that.
Agree. So still paused. ENCE fallen on hard times here on their map, where their T side has actually been so incredibly explosive. So to see CG leading 4-1 is actually quite impressive. But now, the money wasn't great. ENCE did lose the pistol, and I think they kind of forfeited a lot of the early back and forth because of that. now they get into the rifles, we'll get to see exactly how this is going to pan out.
Yeah, Stein will have another chance with the op. Can be certainly one of the maps where he has a huge impact. But I'm also looking at Yuho. This is one of his maps where I've seen him put up some big numbers as an entry fragger on the terrace side, as well as a good A side anchor, usually over towards long A on the CT side. Again, we are going to see Draken trying to take these battles at mid with the op. He's looking for something. Not finding anything just yet.
Yeah, Draken did take early damage. Sunny now getting up on the catwalk. That A defense will be Maka, actually without the op, he's just playing game helper, or a car, as I call it these days, and supporting there's that Freddy B over at long. And Draken was watching middle, but now starting to come up that CT ramp. We'll smoke off Cat to make sure he can safely get over to that corner. And ENCE Cat control with one man, that's Alu, lurking at Green Box's middle.
Looks like they're setting up for some type of drop-down tactic.
Yeah.
They get in the CT spawn.
Or do they? Sunny's very much blinded himself. Gets caught off guard. Yeah. Doplin is still on the slope. Pretty big Goose will go down. Yuho, 2 big entry frags. That's what you got to look out for on this map from that player. Stonda, I believe, gets the bomb down. Mockin and Doplin are the first ones here. Beautiful shot by Mockin. Now Cat smoked off. That was Doplin's smoke. And it is still planted for Cat. So they've got to get up there. And Alu, who was lurking at green boxes, has shifted over to long to just be a thorn in the side. They spotted him out. Alu taking a knife to a gunfight, but it may not matter. Doplin has a 2K. We'll have to get 2 more to win this. Has a kit, but no utility. Well, oh my gosh. I was getting nervous. They might just line up all of a sudden there.
Yeah, me too. Butthole was a little tight there when you were watching that. That got a little scary, but it's going to take it nonetheless. And I think the biggest thing is Draken didn't get in a single op frag. I mean, that's kind of the biggest defense you have to a cat cross, is having that op over on game helper. But Sunny was able to kind of drop down, and even though he didn't get any kill, he still put danger on Draken. Like Draken having to kind of, realize, hey, while I'm aiming high at the cat cross, I could get attacked from the slope, and that's always so hard to deal with as you're an op. If someone can actually drop down, it just kind of kills your ability to hold an angle safely. And that's why it's such a powerful way to hit the A-bombs. And ENCE definitely makes it work. And Alu's backstab at long A also came in like right at the perfect time to prevent the retake from having really any weight to it. So ENCE do take a round, and they have a great chance at closing the gap now, because you do have CG obviously on low money here. Just some upgraded pistols.
Yeah, ENCE kept the pressure on, and every round was somewhat close. So that's why CG's money's breaks right away. Even with that, though, it goes 1-for-1 trade. Always going to favor the T side, and now it's going to be up to Sunny and Yuho. The lurk that is Alu has been taken out, so I guess Yuho kind of taking that role. So Sunny will be the main entry fragger right now onto the A site. They've been actually struggling a lot. These people down ramp have been getting those headshots, and Doplin with another couple free shots, and he doesn't bring one down. He finds Zart.
That's like one of the hardest shots to hit.
I know,
too.
And he's hitting it consistently every round. Bomb goes down. Rez and Elevator, he'll be taken out. We're not getting to the top of the building today. Mockin with the Galil at that range somehow managed to hit something. It's actually stunned his face. And those guys are really one crouched and the other standing behind him. I know it's Valentine's Day, but save that stuff for later.
Yeah, Yuho's starting to warm up now, though, right? He's at 10 kills, 7 rounds in. It's exactly what you need to see out of ENCE. Alu also putting up some numbers. It's really Stonda who needs to get into it here. He's 2-7. He's their opper. Had it a couple of times. Hasn't really done much with it. He'll get another chance now. He will be picking mid again, as usually Draken's been pretty content to attack him, but now Draken's actually going to be pushing catwalk, so getting a little bit more aggro with this op now. Will he catch anything, as we did see Stonda drop down in the subway, but Draken has his eyes feasted on lower B, and he may find Sunny. No, Stonda's there. Oh! He's gonna get the kill. Really well done. He saw where the nade was thrown from, knew he had him, held the angle, got the kill.
Oh man, Sunny, he knows they're on Cat, knows they might be low, tries to get out there with the Molotov, but then Freddy B shows up at the double doors. He also takes some damage, but Draken starts off the round. Freddy B now giving them a 5-on-3. Surely it's unlosable from this point. As I don't know if the feet were spotted as Draken went up onto the boost box. So yeah, Zart's just going to wait very, very patiently. Oh, maybe too patient. All right, now he gets him.
Probably doesn't realize that Doplin's gotten this position already, though. Could catch him off guard later. He already dropped in the CD spawn and pushed up close to the box, but now he's starting to fade back a little bit now. It's going to be up to Alu. Alu's going to be a big player here. What can you do with this op? Or it could just be Zart. He's got it back into a 3-on-3 single-handedly, just pushing out the double doors. So really well done for the support player here.
Yeah, Doplin was a full HP player too, so Zart's extra time lurking outside the mid double doors.
Did
on
you
the
speak too
C2
soon,
side
Joey?
goes well. Maybe.
Might have, man. We'll see.
Well, I'm always speaking, so I guess sometimes it's just too soon. As Molotov off of the pizza. And a man from long. This has been so great. They've really timed their cat long aggression perfectly throughout this entire match. And it's time in the red, but you only need 4 seconds to plant. He'll get it down at 6. A little bit of time to spare. Now we put 40 seconds on the clock, and we'll see what CG can do in that time. It's going to be tough. They got a smoke and a flash. Both men have kits.
Wow, so it was a 3-on-5, and ENCE are still going to convert it. It looks like unless Rez has some heroics here in this 1 versus 3. He's gotten 1 kill. He's pressing out, but he's got to worry about long. And I will take him with the op there. And I think you hit like a really key point, actually, in that last little thought you had, which is how well ENCE has timed this long A kind of late round backstab. It's come into effect twice. It's actually funny. I was talking to Shinobi, the in-game leader for Complexity. He thinks that's one of the best ways to deal with an opera on corner. He's like, instead of just crossing cat so much, where you're just forced to use flashes and smokes to try to force him off, you know, pull his attention to the cat cross and you stab long A really late, and that's the easiest way to deal with it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, ENCE's used it to their advantage on this map at least twice now.
Because going long A right away off of spawn can always be pretty scary because there's going to be either nades coming in and op holding on the corner. Even if you get that flash over, I'm sure we've all experienced how many times you flash that opper but still get killed because, you know, there's not much to watch. It's just a sliver and some fortunate timing for an opper, and you still go down. So get that cat control, start aggressing on cat, and then stab long late into the round. It's really been working out for ENCE, and on this one they just run and gun with these Mac 10s, and it's Freddie B alone with the CZ.
Yeah. And this round I was just ENCE, you know, doing a really quick long A take against basically an ecoing CG, which YNK Yanko actually points out that's probably the best way to play anti-ecos on the T side of Dust 2, because you get out in the open and long range space against pistols. They probably don't have the utility to, you know, to push the choke point too well.
Nades?
Yeah, so you don't have the nades to just pre-nade long A, and so if you can just get out, I mean, you just have all that open space, and exactly what ENCE does. So there you have it. Now ENCE taking the lead. It started out slow. They lost 4 rounds in a row. So this is kind of like Cash repeating itself almost, right? PG having the initial start, winning a bunch of rifle rounds to get an early lead, but then ENCE coming right back to take the lead anyhow.
Well, cat control.
Double op for both teams, by the way.
Yeah, and surprisingly, that is double ups for ENCE, but they're still just all going up cat together. It's going to be up to Doplin. He'll bring down Yuho. Hard to get the entry from that distance against that op. Smoke in an awkward spot, and they're just spamming on the corner where they expect him to be. They bring him down through the smoke. Mockin coming up long now, as there was no part of this strat revolving around anyone going long. They plan for cat. They back off to cat, but Freddie B is there and awaiting. Molotov to go down. Zart trying to buy some time, and now they've actually got into a bit of a rough situation. Stonda, really needs to hit that one. Now on the open behind these wicker baskets. Still brings down Mockin, who probably should have had that kill. Zart falls on the catwalk, and this nade should get it done. Doesn't somehow, but now the spam coming through, and the bomb to be defused. So yeah, everyone going up cat that time starts, it's a bit of a problem. They do get that bomb down, and they even have the man advantage at the time, but then their post plants are really bad because they've already been flanked cat, had no one set up on the lurk, and they had no other part of the strat coming up long to put any pressure.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, the opper there, Stonda was it that had the op there?
Well, it was 2 people with ops, but yeah.
Yeah, you got to be able to get back to catwalk. Like, you planted for cat, you know the flank is coming cat. Zart's even put down a Molotov to slow that part down. If you can somehow get back to cat and just play from there together as a team of 2, trade out that flanker, and then at the very least, you can kind of peek out on people diffusing. That may have worked out a bit better. But I guess you could just never safely get back to catwalk was the big problem.
It was a real round for CG, so you don't know what utility they maybe have left. If you put both your people on cat and then you just get smoked or mollied off, then there's not much you can do to even stop the defuse 2-on-2. So yeah, I think
it's just a tough situation.
They were just left in a really bad situation, yeah. As Freddie B starting him off there with a kill headshot onto Yuho at the double doors. I've also
How
noticed
many times has he done that?
Freddie B and Yuho B. Freddie winning out for the most part at mid.
Yeah, Freddie's done a good job on like finding the right timings to peek these doors. Like he did it that one round when Draken was pushing Cat with the op, and he does it there as well. So just finding kind of the right moment to peek out and get some early frags has really helped this team out. And now CG up 2 men, make that up 3. It's only Sunny left now, and he's pretty screwed.
Yep. Sure is. I mean, CG have been so good with getting kills off of this CT ramp. I don't even know why they put anyone in sight. They should just have everyone on CT ramp, which is a ridiculous thing to say.
Like I said, it's one of the hardest shots to hit in the game is catching people on the rail when you're coming up CT slope and they're crossing. All you can see is the top of their heads usually.
That's all the Swedes need.
Triple op? Okay.
Yeah, right?
All right, I see what you're doing there, CG. I like it.
I don't know. I prefer my Glock over triple op setup, to be honest. As Rez just gonna make him push through the fire and the flames, and well, they actually are doing it. Rez gets 1 fire kill late after he's died. Nade going in. Will that kill Alu? No. Does about 7 damage. I'm not even sure exactly what happened with that nade. But now it's all Alu in the site. He's gonna try to get aggressive, go out the window, but there's really no hope. They plant the bomb, though, so that's good.
Yep, get that money coming in. And they're going to be on a 3-round loss bonus as well, so they should have enough money here to make a full purchase. Could even go heavy on the ops again if they want to. They're up against 3 on CG, so if you want to fight fire with fire, might see them get it on both Alu and Donda. But no, they're not going to do so. Just Donda having the 1 op.
Triple ops.
Is there going to be a bunch of chaos at mid's the big question here? Because with 3 ops, you got to think at least one of those are going to battle Stonda straight up.
Well, 1 will cross, 2 will cross, and
He's in a
the peek doesn't actually, doesn't even peek it.
Look at this aggression Cat, though. Push 2.
Both ops.
Okay.
Why
new
not?
meta, boys. Learning new things
2016.
here.
The game changed.
EUCS.
Let's hope they don't cross the ops, you know, never cross the ops. As Doplin is, oh my gosh, flashed and then trying to fall back, but it's actually Stonda who takes his op into lower B and wins out. And now a man advantage for ENCE as they're trying to rebound on their T side, which is, if I'm not mistaken, generally their much stronger side here. Yeah, winning 74% of the rounds on T side on Dust 2. So even as it stands, if CG only gets 7 rounds, looking at the numbers, that's actually, they've done quite well on their CT side. Because the CT side from ENCE, from what we've seen in 4 games on Dust 2, not actually that good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the only time their CT side has been really great is when they've been able to get the double op out in Alu and Stonda and hold the economy to keep that going for the longevity of the game, which hasn't happened often in many of the D2 games that we've watched. So that's a very true point to make. I mean, this map leans T-sided in general, I think. I think this is one of the maps where it's kind of clear-cut that it's going to be slightly T-sided, just because of how easily you can traverse the map once you have, like, cat control as terrorists on whatever it is you want to do. You could really manipulate those rotates and CT spawn. It's so difficult to deal with. I think this is the hardest CT side to play, for sure. Maybe Cobble has kind of gotten to that point, too, now, but that's really difficult. And ENCE looks like they're going to take their 6th round here.
I think Dust 2 requires the most amount of movement on your CT side.
Yep.
And anytime someone dies on the CT side, it opens up so much. It can be very, very hard to play the CT side on Dust 2. The
only map that's even comparable is Cobble.
Yeah, but Cobble's still a little different. The rotation, I guess the rotation's fairly long on Dust 2 as well. But I think on Cobble, it's more just how do you start off the round, because you want to put so much bias towards B that if they happen to rush A, then you're just kind of a rough spot. So I think it's still a little bit different. There's not too much shifting that goes on, besides whoever plays, you know, the AB connector just moves around a little bit.
The point is, I think CD's done pretty well here on their CT. They've really limited ENCE. Gonna have to put up a pretty stellar CT side of their own here if they want to end out this series in 2 mats. As we come down to the last couple of rounds of the half, there's still a chance for ENCE to take a lead here, but all the Max 7 and Freddie B.
Turning up the heat.
They get away from it, though. They do get out.
Yeah, they move too far away. This thing is... Okay, they come back in. They wanted some more. They're like, you know what? We escaped our fate at that Mag 7. And yeah, Flash is not on point. Freddie B, however, was. And he gets out of there with an AK. And even assisting, Rez now throwing in the hand grenade, the holy hand grenade onto Zart. And Freddie B in a great spot. If he had actually just reacted a little bit quicker, I don't know if he was.
Now,
no one actually was able to hear those footsteps coming up cap, but if that call came out, man, Freddie B was going to be in the perfect spot. And to Doppler spot them all, I'm waiting to see if Freddie B's going to push out a lower B.
He did spot, but he didn't get a chance to take a shot, so that means they get the plant. That's good read from ENCE. They realize, okay, 2 guys are in B tunnels. Let's just get up cat. There's only 2 at A. And they get past the Opera Doppler with that bomb plant. That's huge. Doppler needs to get at least 1 kill out of that, but maybe this will still work. Okay, well, never mind. It still works anyway on the retake, so I misspoke a bit there. And here it is, CG. They take round number 8.
Freddie B was in the perfect spot. I mean, not only did he start off the round strong, getting the first Mag 7 kill in the B tunnels, held off 2 people there, stopped any sort of map control on the B side of things for ENCE. Then he gets down to lower B and is in the perfect position to flank on Catwalk. And no one was playing mid, so the call didn't come out until much later that 3 were there. So Freddie B was playing pretty reserved in lower B, but he could have made that even more painful. If he had just run up Cat right after them, they stood no chance. And, of course, the people at A held their own as well. 8-6.
Standa just really struggling right now with the op, and even Alu's struggling as well. You got to think in moments like these, do you just get the op to Alu instead and see what he can do because Standa's not doing you much, or what? I don't know.
I mean, you would think.
Look at you,
that would be your adjustment, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
Woo. But Alu, like, honestly, Alu's pretty insane with the AK. Like, I don't want people to think, ooh, Alu's not opping, he's useless. Like, he's been pretty on point with his rifle. He had one of the sickest 3K spray downs I've ever seen in the Euro Last Chance qualifier.
Yeah, we'll debate that a little bit more as this half comes to a close, because I think that is a good point to be made, but we'll get to that discussion in a second, as we do have a 2-on-2 now going on. ENCE trying to see if they can't make this half as close as possible with the 7th round, but CG have been pretty good on their retakes, and they're up to it again here and now.
Oh, Doppler just get it. Here's those bullets, starts freaking out, and ENCE do get it as close as possible. The sight pit crossfire a little too strong right there.
Yeah. And I think, so going back to the whole Alu point we were trying to make, I agree. I think his rifle's really strong, but I feel like he's always been better with it when he's been in a more aggressive position. And on this team, he's been more of a peripheral player, so I feel like that's kind of limited his impact with the rifle. But look, and then that's a perfect example. Look what happens when you do let him get a little bit aggro. He just pushes up Cat, and look at the carnage he lays down. I mean, hard to argue against the visuals. So yeah, I think in the future I'd like to see Alu used maybe more as like a secondary entry frag with the rifle with like Yuho or something, and maybe move Sunny to more of a supportive or peripheral role. That might be the move.
All right, so I was showing the brackets there briefly. Loser of this will drop down into the lower bracket, round 6 that you're seeing now, and face either Torpedo Publicler. A winner of that goes into round 5. Penta Dendidi, winner of that, goes into round 5. And then winner of round 5 plays the loser of what we're watching now. But let's get back into the game. And Dust, take away this. Oh, actually, never mind. My in-game overlay came back, so I don't have to do anything. As Rez with the Glock up long A. Actually, 4 out long A. Yuho will be the first to take down Draken, but Rez striking back takes down Yuho. And a man, that's Freddie B once again at lower B. Got a B in his name for a reason. And he takes down 2 headshots. Alu and Zart. Nice little 180.
Man. That was insane. Freddie B was able to get a second frag out of the situation. He's getting pinched from both sides of lower B, but he gets it done. Now it's a 3v2 for his team, and they have the bomb planted here. Sunny and Standa trying to make something happen. Sunny jump peeking around, hoping he'll find something, but no one giving him anything. In fact, he just goes pound to Moken, playing a little bit of whack-a-mole there. And there you have it. CG up 9-7, really starting to push towards this map 3, which would be, is it Train?
Train.
I think it was, yeah. I mean, we do favor ENCE on a little bit, but it's not like they're a crazy favorite there. So if they let this D2 fall out of their hands, then they could be at risk of not getting that guaranteed spot that they were thinking they would get.
Yeah, in the lower bracket, I assume, I mean, it was all best of 1s. I don't know if the final match is a best of 3 or not.
No idea.
Yeah, I feel like I should know that, but I don't. So that's just me letting the people down, but I'm sure the people are used to that by now. Nice little cheeky pop flash there by Zart. He's able to get 1. Man at car, that was Alu, also got 1, but Doppler cleaning them both up. Draken watching that flank stops Sunny from coming up lower B.
This round is almost in the books. They have a 3-on-2. They have control of the B-bomb site, but both of ENCE's members are just sitting right outside. And Yuho does have a deagle. Now that gun certainly does pack a bit of a punch. He begins to back off. He's actually going to try to flank B tunnels here, which he might be able to do. He's got to beat Draken. Draken spots him, though, gets the info. And I think he has a smoke. No, it's a flash.
Yeah, it's a flash. Delaying a little bit, make sure he can get out safe. He'll go over into the closet. Freddie B back plat and Doplin back sight still. Oh, I mean, that was, let's say, it's pretty dangerous. You know, this man's got a deagle. He's going to keep on going for it. Lighting Draken up, and he gets the player Doplin in the back of sight. Now UO 15 HP knows where this player retreated, but Draken keeping his feet a-moving. He's got the Tech 9. Never stop moving with the Tech 9, and he'll win it with the 3K.
Got scary though.
Yes, it
UO
did.
certainly made CG clinch a little bit there. That is for sure. A little bit concerned, but they come out with it anyway. And so it looks like that 3-0 pattern will hold to start off the half, which means they'll be able to bump this lead up to 11-7 before ENCE makes the purchase. And you got to wonder that they go straight for the double op. It's been their most effective way to play CT side. Will they go for it immediately? I tell you what they will do now is just push mid. Everyone. Not working out though. Freddie B's like, okay, thanks for letting me stat pad, mate. Appreciate it.
Like he needs it.
Probably.
He is top fragging, and how many of his kills have actually been impact frags as well? That's one of the more garbage ones he gets there, but hey, he doesn't have much choice when you got CTs hiding out in T spawn at the start of the round. Which is really bizarre, but they fend that off nicely, and another rifle round to come out here in 19.
So just a single op here from ENCE. They probably couldn't really even afford a double op at this point. It will be Stana taking his op over long A, where he will battle Draken and lose. And Stana has just not really seen many successful rounds with his op this series, man. Sonny will be able to recycle it. But that is a tough pill to swallow early on in this round.
Freddie B once again getting that control of lower B, making sure no one's going to push on Catwalk. And how good was this man watching the double doors push when he was on the CT side and taking pretty much the same role, the mirrored position on the T side, and also fighting Alu most of the time. Alu hiding out, trying to see if anyone goes up Xbox. And that's a mid to B smoke, but no one's ready to go mid to B. They're just trying to maybe confuse the CTs a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be effective. Not enough put into that, and you still have 3 waiting in the longhouse for CG.
Yeah, Alu looking to see if he can
He
catch
misses it,
all.
though!
Just misses it, yeah. But he's going to be able to push out and catch lower B, maybe.
Or
Does get the battle with Doplin. They spray each other. Neither one really winning that one. That was rough. But Yuho actually picks up that out, falling from Sony. So it's now passing to 3 different hands. Yuho has it last. Only able to get 1 kill, though. And that just means CG's going to be able to overtake long A at this point. Bomb is going to cross over now. Going to get planted. Maybe Alu's here fast enough to do something. Nope. Get caught with his knife out. So not going to happen. Zart lines up a little bit of damage, but just not enough. And
Almost had them both.
BG, they seem well on their way to winning this map, man. I haven't seen much out of ENCE just yet. And this round, they're not going to really have a whole lot of money.
Yeah, they've fallen on hard times, and this is so surprising that this would be the map that ENCE would struggle on. One they've been so good on, one that you know, seems to be a map that a lot of the Finnish stacks excel on, anyways.
I guess D2 is one of those maps where very rarely do teams dominate it. I mean, the only team that even really felt like they had like a super consistent D2 was like LDLC back in the day, or like maybe TSM back in the day. Otherwise, though, D2's always been a map that's been kind of up for grabs. Maybe Navi's also had moments in time where they looked like they were like a pretty dominant D2 team, but it's one of those maps that rarely do you see a team hold on to it for long as like the #1 team in D2 or something.
Oh, Manicart! Took him a second.
Like, wait a second, is that?
Yuho's,
That's why it doesn't really work as well anymore now. There's not fire inside that.
Yuho spent some extra money on camouflaged armor on that round. Kept him alive for a second. Actually, I don't even know if he bought armor. Only a couple of them did. Sunny and Alu. That was more of a joke than a fact.
I mean, that spot used to be insanely powerful back when there was like still fire.
I mean, it's still pretty powerful. Like, look how long it took him to react to that.
Yeah. I think that was just more like negligence than...
Yuho was just blind, which is the only reason he didn't kill somebody. And CG doing a good job cleaning everything up. Freddie B will die. Alu had pushed all the way through lower B, and Makin, I believe that's his 3rd. It is. I also noticed there that they gave Rez. Rez had the spawn for long A, so they gave him the op, and he immediately took the peek at long. And then after no one was there, he threw it over to Draken, and they played the round out. So really the only thing of note on that round. And here we are, round 21.
Yeah, so this will be ENCE's last real full purchase before CG goes for map point. They have max loss bonus now, but still with the amount of money that's left, definitely not going to have any ops, and mostly going to be like FAMAS armor and stuff. So this is their really last shot. Try to make this one competitive. They make it real hard themselves trying to come back and force an OT or something.
Oh, Jacket sees an elbow. And Zart feeling the pressure will lay down that smoke at the B tunnels. Bomb is actually at the B tunnels. Mock and controlling mid. Everyone really kind of spread out right now for CG. Freddy B's pushed up. Cat Rez is watching the long push, which might actually happen, and it's Doplin that opens up the round, and that was from back of Cat near Palm Tree out and getting the player in middle. Yuho has fallen.
So now there's so much weight on Stonda with this op. If they do decide to attack A, he's kind of lost his rotator, and he's had a tough series with the op. I mean, he hasn't really been putting up the numbers. 9-17 right now on D2, so this is where he really needs to shine for his team to give them some hope. Luckily, they have a map buffer, obviously. They won the first one, so they're still not out of this series, but...
Yeah, I mean, might very quickly be out of dust too. CG with the man up and looking to go out to 14 rounds. That's going to make things tough for ENCE. And they've all got out of B. Alu goes out the doors, is able to find one. Still somehow alive and fighting. Freddy B, though, will silence him. Bomb is down. They left it outside. They must go back. And Stonda nearly getting a 2-for-1. And look at what he was looking through. That smoke, he barely saw anything. Nearly got gifted with 2. But now we'll have to fall back because he's the last one up. 1v3. Bomb's gone down. And let's see. CG, the money is quite good. So I imagine they'll want to try to get out and kill this guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, if he saves this out, then, I mean, that actually kind of puts a little bit more pressure on CG. Because without it, ENCE can't afford an op again. You know? So this is their only chance at having one next round. But be pretty content just to let him keep it, I guess. I mean, it is true that we haven't seen Stonda do a whole lot with it, so maybe they're not that concerned. I mean, they're winning the duels against them left and right. You gotta wonder though, do you give it to Alu? Let him have a stab at it. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, Alu is kind of second in terms of the kills. He has died a lot. He's 13 and 20 compared to Zart, who's 13 and 16. Yuho, of course, leading the charge with the rifle. But I don't know, like, okay, so Alu ops, but then how is Stonda going to perform with the rifle? Like, that's the question.
I don't know.
Like, even if Alu is maybe the better opper, if Stonda's rifle is going to be detrimental to the team, then of course you want Alu on that role.
I think in a situation like this, though, you just want the playmaking ability of like your powerful op, just trying to see, because I mean you're playing from way behind at this point, but they're gonna give Stonda another chance. And granted, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities on CT side. You put the op to work. I mean, last round, for example, they pretty much completely avoided him. So we'll just have to see here.
I got faith in Stonda.
They're gonna let him anchor B by himself, is what they're gonna do, and they're gonna actually, you know, kind of quad rifle towards the A side of the map. So it's putting a lot of weight on him to hold the spot that CG's been attacking quite a lot. If they mid B split, I mean, Stonda is pretty much screwed unless Yuho does something.
Well, Yuho's in a good spot to see over the smoke. The thing is if they check it or not. And Yuho hears that shot. He's like, did they see me or did they see one of my teammates at the long cross? I think it's a teammate at the long cross. Yuho going up every once and again to just peek over this box. Has not really been spotted yet as far as I could tell. He definitely hears that scope going. He knows that someone is there. Doplin's now taking some damage. I believe that was from a player at A. Mockin's going to try to deal with the players up at A. He's going to get mollied out himself, though, so as soon as he throws his onto sight and wants to peek, they get blocked off. And for some reason, that was invisible to me? Or maybe there wasn't a molly. I swore that I heard one drop next to their feet as well. Alu playing in Goose as the run up, and who do you know? Yuho gets 1 kill on the ramp, and Alu in a really great spot right now. Gonna find 2 from Goose. And now Rez, it's up to him. Oh no, pulls out a nade at the worst time, but somehow still wins out. Beautiful headshot onto Alu. And just gonna check that wood box that people so often hide behind. But yeah. That's unfortunate. Stonda gets his 1 kill and then is just running away because of where time was.
So, I mean, that was really just CG kind of playing into an A stack. Stonda gets the 1 kill in B tunnels, which apparently was kind of enough of a threat to kind of discourage CG from approaching that side of the map. And, you know, you got Yuho, who was right there in CG spawning. You had 3 players already dedicated to the A site. So, you know, the stack pans out for ENCE, especially Alu there in the Goose area, able to get up 2 late frags. Now they have 8. They're still quite far behind. And money is still pretty tight, too. You saw they were kind of having to rebuy a lot, and only a couple FAMASs are even in play. And if they lose this round, then their money gets reset, and it's pretty much GG. So This is a really critical round for ENCE's survival.
Well, Rez putting some pressure on the middle, and it looks like for the most part, going to set up for a mid B split as you've got Doppler and Freddy B in the upper B tunnels. Bomb and 2 others here at mid. It'll be Draken with the smoke into CT. Yuho once again on the boxes. I'm still kind of unsure of whether or not he was spotted on that one round. And will they check it? They're spamming some things, but no, they are not checking it. Yuho is in the playmaking position right now. He'll get the man that jumps over the 3 boxes and into the window. Makin, he can't get there. Bomb down outside of B. Last one up is Draken against 5. Standa's now got eyes on him. And that'll be 9 for ENCE coming up shortly.
Yep, and I mean, that round really boiled down to one thing, and that was Yuho's boosted position that they just didn't check. I mean, he pretty much won the round. Yeah, Standa also got a couple of kills too. Can't count him out, but the bigger play was Yuho cutting off the mid portion of that attack. That means ENCE is going to put up 9. Now CG starting to run a little bit low on money. They do have Rez, who still has a lot of cash, so he can maybe do some dropping. So they probably do get at least one more buy here. But if they lose another, then it's probably going to be like 11-14, right? Because the money will eventually catch up to them, or the lack thereof, rather.
Yeah, and that could be comeback Israel territory if ENCE can sneak into the double digits while CG are still at 14.
Yeah, dude, don't want them to become choke gods, man.
Yeah, you've kind of set yourself
Their
up.
chat will be spamming it.
You've set yourself up when your handle is, or your tag for your team is CG.
We might begin to actually cringe.
Although, I don't know, anyone in the chat creative enough to come up with something for ENCE, that would also be fantastic.
About choking?
Yeah. I mean, it's got a
Well,
C in it, right? So there's choking for you.
There's something there.
I'll let the chat handle it. As Draken's got his op trained on mid. 2 men have already crossed. That's going to be Zart and Alu into the B site. We've got Yuho once again on Cat, also the man to drop down to CT to cover any of those mid to B splits. But he puts his focus on Cat since they put 2 and B this round.
Oh. Yuho has been kind of the one playing a different spot here. I saw him a lot of long A anchoring, but now they have him aggressive on the Cat. Letting Sunny handle the long A, but he's doing okay so far. He gets that first kill, holding his ground. Moken has crossed to the blue bin. He will find that as well. So CG really getting held up here at long A. It's Sunny just dishing out the damage. 3 kills already. They just cannot get rid of him. That's funny because Doppler actually pushed into B, but the bomb's down, so it just doesn't matter.
I think that's a good one. Every noob chokes every time.
That's pretty good.
Someone said air no choke enabled or something like that. A lot of people are using words that we can't say and shouldn't say.
Oh.
Draken nicely done, taking a man off the barrels. There's still 2 people to contend with, and Draken seems to be up to the challenge, still giving him the peak. Giving him the goose. Draken gets another. That's Yuho down. And now Standa in a game of whack-a-mole. He's the mole.
The flank coming in, though, from Alu.
Yeah, this could be big. Alu needs to get in there. Standa's like, please, help me.
Help me.
Alu, you are my only hope. Or maybe not. I'm just a god. I pull out the 5-7 to get it done. And now Alu! M4A4 spray down, long range.
And that was a little bit, because if he would have gotten away, he probably, well, I guess he wouldn't have had enough time to really be able to plant, actually. Never mind.
Even noobs can excel. All right, that one wins.
There you go.
Oh,
That's
he needs a
probably
shout
the
out, but
best
chat's
one.
moving so fast.
Moving so fast, I'll never tell that I'm gay.
That was Call Me Marca.
Doesn't really
that
work
one was
on verbals,
freaking
does
great.
it? We're almost at 20,000 viewers, man. Feels nice. Feels good, man. Feels good. Love Twitch. Hearts. Hearts everywhere.
The CZs of death, making a quick play up catwalk. There's Standa though with the op. Nice one shot. He'll be able to drop off and smokes go down. That's Yuho supporting. Gets dinked, but hits another shot. I think that Yuho got a headshot and gets Draken as he dropped, and now it's Doppler trying to, looks like he's pushing through fire, then a smoke, now taking some fall damage. And Yuho with a triple.
So we hit that 11-14 situation we were talking about, where CD's money would eventually run out, and they would, you know, have to take a save, and that would let ENCE close out the scoreboard. But now CD's back onto full buy territory. Meanwhile, ENCE, on the other hand, has finally salvaged their economy, right? Like, now they're not in danger of being forced to immediately save on a round loss. So the economies are kind of balancing out, I guess, is the point in that. And we're going to see a match pause. And this has to be a tactical from CG, I would imagine, because they're starting to let this game kind of run out of control. They've lost the last 4 rounds in a row. They had a big lead. It's shrinking pretty quickly. And in a map that looked like CG would win it and kind of force us into a third, now all of a sudden ENCE is beginning to be a true competitor in this thing, and the 2-0 is starting to look ever more likely as every round passes, man. So this is definitely the right time to kind of take a little bit of extra time to think things through and figure out what you can do to prevent the comeback.
See some people asking about the map. This is the second map. This was the pick of ENCE. CG went for Cash. They actually didn't lose it, and they were looking like they were poised to take Dust 2, but now ENCE starting to accelerate for the finish here on Dust 2. If they don't, it will be Train as the third map, the decider. It was just not banned. I believe Inferno, Train, and Mirage were the maps that were left over. Cobble,
yes.
Overpass were the bans. And let's take a quick look at the lower bracket while we do have this pause going on. So the brackets to pop up, lower brackets. So Publicler beat Torpedo 16-14. What? Publicler beat Torpedo? That's crazy. And a best of 1. So they're going to move on into the round of 5 to face Dendidi, who pretty convincing win 16-8 over Penta Sports. And the loser of the map that we're watching now, or the best of 3 we're watching now, CG versus ENCE, loser that drops down to round 6. And of course, upper bracket here for Europe. That's where we are now. ENCE beat Torpedo, Quack Pack, and Penta to get here. Oh, sorry, wait, I didn't follow that correctly. They beat Torpedo, Quack Pack, and YP. Really had their toughest game first. CG beat Dendidi. They beat Beasts, the UK team, which actually played pretty well. And then they also, where'd they start? They played against Nevermind.
Nevermind or something like that. Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, so path for them.
So map 2 here. If we do see CG win this, our third map will in fact be Train again. Also in about 4 hours, we do have our NA upper bracket finals to see who gets a guaranteed Pro League spot from that division. As we are now finally into round number 26, the timeout has passed, and CG are looking to try to hold on to the lead in this game, but ENCE, they've been battling back here recently. They still are posing a serious threat now, denying CG that guaranteed slot we're giving away today for Pro League. Granted, their tournament won't be over. There still is a lower bracket. We've already mentioned that. But it would be nice to kind of secure it here and now, right? Take a little bit of weight off your shoulders, knowing that you got the spot. A lot of heavy B pressure here this time from CG.
Doplin working on this one way. He's able to creep out. Zart, unaware of what's going on. He falls. Maybe just didn't have enough HP, and that looked like a op bullet to the knee. Alu is down for the count. 4-on-3. CG with sight control. Yuho, he wants to go in quickly, but he can't. His team's just not with him. If he were to go in, even if he went down, leaving just 2 members up to try to do this would be impossible. And actually, the fact that they're not really showing up leads me to believe they might just be going for a save. Actually, no. Here comes Sunny now dropping off of Cat. They let those smokes dissipate, but another one is going to refresh over on the door from what I'm hearing in my left ear. Now flashed at the window. Yuho trying to go in, gets chopped down. Stada with a nice one onto Freddie B. It was that backside player, but 3 up on the tunnel side. Nothing that he can do.
And that's actually the first time we've seen either team on their T side just go for heavy B tunnels play like that. Like, every team's been more content just to play this map standard, which is, you know, getting control of like middle by Xbox and getting control of catwalk and just making plays on A splits or mid B splits off of the catwalk control. But there you see CG just pile up and B tunnels, and they out trade. They trade 2 for 1 in the site. They get a 4v3. Get the bomb down, and ENCE are unable to really get anything to retake. So there you have it. CG now at map point. ENCE still have a good amount of firepower left behind, though. They still have actually double op now. And Alu will get the opening pick on the Draken, so not a bad start.
And Doplin is just so blind. Great flashes over here at long. ENCE getting the control and playing up against match point. Yuho finding a triple. Alu grabbing the double. And yeah, Yuho is... it's pretty much always nuts.
He's almost been the most impressive player on this team, to be honest. Because, I mean, yeah, you would think it's Alu, but we expect him to be good. This Yuho guy, he's shown us a little bit in the finish scene at times. But, I mean, with this team, he's just looked on a different level.
He's from the time that we've been casting him, since ENCE has kind of started, we've actually probably cast the majority of ENCE's games. Since they were in both the last chance qualifier to get to that major spot, which they didn't exceed in. Yuho was still fantastic there. Only one map where Yuho kind of didn't show up. But other than that, I've never seen this guy have a bad game.
That's a dangerous smoke to play with if you're CG there. It's kind of a one-way. You can see underneath it if you're CT and spot feet, and Rez smartly backs off of it. This is kind of a save round for them, so to speak. They do have a couple of rounds to use as cushion as they're trying to go out mid B, but Yuho, he's watching through CT spawn now. There's no smoke up to block him off.
Well, Yuho has spotted the men with pistols that have got out. Oh, what a nade! Who threw that one? It must have been Alu, I believe, that tossed that one down and, well, has a deagle, but no armor. Rez can't land anything, and Zart just gets a very, very quick triple spray down.
So, have a couple of rounds left to decide this thing, if it's going to be decided in regulation. OT, though, is looking kind of likely the way ENCE's been playing this the last few rounds. They've won 6 of the last 7. At least CG put in one more after the timeout to ensure they wouldn't lose in regulation. They do at least have overtime at the worst. Still had hopes to win it. I mean, they have good guns this round. They just don't really have a whole lot of utility. And ENCE going to get super aggressive. Look at Yuho.
Free kill.
The timing.
And on to Freddie B. That's a good player to take out of the round. Oh, for a second, I wasn't sure whose op we were looking at. Alu was very much in that scope, and now it's Draken with his op trying to come up catwalk. There's Alu. He brings down Mockin, and yeah, the double op, Stonda and Alu. It's coming out now, as that's what they feel they need to do to drive this into OT. Draken trying to get out of middle. He will take down Alu, who quickly retreated off cat drop to CT spawn. And Zart going to smoke off Draken for making any more forward progress there. Everyone for CG up in the B tunnels.
See what they can do here. They did make a big play out of B tunnels to win that round. That was round at number, what was that, 26. They got it to 15, but they got to worry about Stonda's op now. In the back, he does miss his first shot. They're going to try to pounce on him now because of it, but the counter flash comes in, slows him down, but Stonda's still missing shots, and he's low on HP. He's still missing shots,
Did he hit him for
but they're
4 damage?
so blind. They can't find him, and Zart kind of bails him out. And now it's just Drake in 1v3, and he will go out, so there it is. ENCE might be putting this thing into overtime. Money's pretty low on CG as well, so they even plays in ENCE's hands even more. And oh no, CG might have changed what their acronym stands for.
I wonder what that could be.
I will let chat decide. They didn't let us down whenever they solved ENCE's
That was good.
acronym.
Oh, Draken though, starting him off hot with the scout through the door headshot onto Zart. Zart's like, honestly, really? That happened to me?
That's enough too. This B tunnels push can be major. Stunna's gonna have to come up. Or it's actually Alu, never mind. Stunna's not even there this time.
Yeah, Alu's
They
actually been
rotate
playing
so
all over the
far
place.
away at A, dude. That's the biggest thing. Yuho and Alu have to come up big by themselves on this.
Alu cannot. He's playing hot potato. He cannot decide what to hold in his hands right now. He'll go in for the nade, and he tries to go for that more aggressive angle to bank it in, and that actually pays off. Rez and Disco taking a lot of damage from that, and Alu's kind of blown his load right there. But luckily he's got a teammate. There's a bit of a sticky situation over in B, and Draken and Doplin have got this onto a 2-on-2, but unfortunately the bomb has fallen. So.
Stonda's missing though, and that means Draken can start closing the distance with this AK, and now even Doplin's gonna push out the Tech 9, but Stonda with the fadeaway 5-7 gets the headshot, but it's all gonna come down to a 1v1, Joey. Whether this is gonna be an OT game or whether this thing's gonna get decided here at 16-14. Draken does have the health advantage. Flash comes out. Yuho blind, can't get away, and so CG, they just hold on by the skin of their teeth. 16-14, and we will see that third map, which will be Train.
Yo, Chroma 2 case for Rez, worth.
I mean, it's worth like 2 cents or something like that, right?
Yeah, dude. It's more than that's more than I'm getting paid.
That's true.
I need to switch scenes. Ugh, so much work doing this production stuff. Oh, well, we avoid OT, but we do go the full 30 rounds on Dust 2. You could kind of see what ENCE were about on the CT side near the end. They did get, what was that, 7 of 8 rounds. But, you know, the last round of taking into OT, that's where they falter. That was unfortunate. It came down to that 2-on-2. And I'm surprised Alu was even able to stay alive because he was flashed. He was kind of spraying, but they hadn't peeked up far enough. And he used all of his bullets, but he was supported at the door. But I think it was Yuho that helped him out. Either way, it wasn't enough. They couldn't persevere through that 2-on-2 at the end. And now we move on to Train, which kind of a bit of an unknown for both these teams. ENCE have played it twice. I'm not really sure. I don't think Cringe Gods, with their current lineup, have played it at all.
Yeah, I'm not really sure on that one. I know I do remember watching ENCE beat Torpedo on it last week. That was one of the few times they had played it, from what I remember. I think they did play it a couple of times at Assembly. And I think it was kind of like they went 1-for-1 on the map. Like I think they had a win, if I'm not mistaken, on Train against I can't remember who it was. I guess they didn't play it
Are we
actually.
looking for ENCE?
They traded in the LCQ. That's what I'm thinking of. Like they lost to SK pretty brutally, but I think they had a win on the last chance as well. And then
Yeah, they got
beat
wrecked by
Torpedo.
SK.
Like I said last week. So it's a map that they have a little bit of something on. As far as CG goes, with the 5 they have now, they may have played it like once in this tournament, but that's about it. So very limited amount of play time on the map for both these teams when it comes to actual official matches. So that kind of leaves it up in the air. But player form wise, I feel like ENCE has just performed a bit more when you look at the maps as a whole, like the 2 maps. But on Dust 2 was certainly some guys on CG really stepping up. They had 4 guys in the 20s. So, I mean, can't really complain too much about those performances.
All right, guys, so Train, as you can see there in the box score coming up. Now we'll take a look at the beautiful casters. Maybe not so beautiful. I don't know, but just wanted to say hello. Thanks for watching. Map 3 is coming up. This will be, I believe, the last map of the day for Europe, but later on tonight around 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Vault versus B's Money Crew for NA. That's also to decide who gets into the Pro League and who will drop to the lower bracket for one more chance and a best of 1. But I'm Helium. You can hit me up on Twitter at HeliumBrella there, Dust at Dust Murray. And, of course, you're watching the CEVO GFINITY Season 9 Pro Placement Tournament. Stay tuned. We're taking a quick break.